You love an older woman too.
I think she started
older. Like,
but I never date older women.
Yo, here's the thing.
No, we're not talking about
Happy Pride Month, Toronto.
Yay!
Welcome to episode 14 of Two Cold Brews. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride every single day.
Yay! It's clear that we haven't recorded in a while because it's usually not our intro. For episode 13, we didn't say.
Oh, I didn't even say my name.
It's fine. Just keep going.
But,
you know us by now.
I'm your co-host, Allison.
And I'm Coleen.
For those who are probably starting, like maybe like our new listeners are like, oh, let me start up like episode 14, right?
Yeah,
so
you're right.
What if they started at episode 13? They're like, they didn't even say
Who
their
are these
names.
people? Yeah, totally.
But, you know, you just listen to our other episodes, then you'll know. All right, you want to start us off?
Happy Pride, everybody. I don't know how to start this episode. We wanted to take some time and space, obviously, to talk about Pride for ourselves because I identify as bisexual, and Allison's straight. But you know, for any folks,
that's the thing. Like, I feel like straight people don't have to be like, "Hey, I'm straight." Like.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I know. My pronouns are she/her. I don't know what else to say. It's Pride Month, so we wanted to have an episode about Pride.
Yeah, we just want to show some love, show our support.
Exactly, by either being members or allies that are always here to support the community.
Yes.
And so we were debating, we're like, hey, what should we talk about? Like, we never want to speak out of place because also talking about Pride, you have to bring intersectionality into it, and we can only speak from one perspective. So we thought it would be fun to spend at least a portion of this episode talking about that article I sent you, Allison.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Like before we get into it, like before we started recording, there were topics that we brought up, and it was like, I feel like we're both not educated enough to even speak on it.
Yeah.
Or like, I feel like I don't even have the right to speak on it, to be honest.
I don't think that. I feel like as an ally, it would be valuable to like hear your perspective. But like when it's just us talking, like, you know, when we're not recording, I feel like we're comfortable sharing our opinions about this. But to your point, like, I don't feel like I'm qualified or educated enough to actually talk about it. Yeah. And say something like that's not right or people might not agree with. Because
I think like it's just you don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah, honestly, like I just want this episode to be about love and like learning, good vibes, you know.
Good vibes. And I mean, trans women are women, okay? Period.
Yes, for that debate that's happening, trans women are women.
There you go. All right, so Carl sent me a article, okay?
What's it called?
And it's called What Straight People Are Afraid to Ask Their LGBTQ plus friends.
This is your chance. And you can also ask your own questions. So like feel free.
Okay, so I mean, some of these questions I already know the answer to, but I mean, yeah, our listeners may, you know, will be the first time. All right, so let's start off easy, I guess.
Okay.
When did you first know you were queer?
Oh, I don't know. It's not like an exact date, like January 12th.
And you can like, if you have questions for me, it's fine too. But like, I don't mind having this episode like focused around you.
Thanks. I don't know. It's not like, you know what? It was like little hints, like since my childhood, where like, why was I attached to my first grade teacher? You know,
or Mariah Carey.
Or why was I so into Julie Andrews from Princess Diaries?
Yes.
Bro, and I think that was the moment where I knew where I wasn't fully straight or like other girls that I knew. I think that was one of those moments where I knew I wasn't like other girls. I'm not like other girls. Yeah. Because my mom was talking to one of her friends and she's like, yeah, like Coleen just has such a good role model of like Julie Andrews. And it was like, I don't think I like her because she's a role model. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was one of those things. And that's when I was like,
you love an older woman too.
I think she started
older. Like,
but I never date older women.
Yo, here's the thing.
No, we're not talking. Stop. My brother calls me a cradle robber, and it's so not true. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh god.
Yeah, I can't help my taste, but like
but
then
there's Colleen's type, and there's a type she goes for.
Yeah, and they're complete opposites. What a ride.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, honestly, then there was the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp, the mom who was the
mom?
There was this mom, and she was the mother for the kid who turned into a blueberry, like that puffed up.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I remember sitting in the theater, and I was like, why is she making me feel a certain way? I'm not even joking. I was like, oh my god.
The blueberry mom.
Oh. Dude, I'm telling you, you cannot control these things. Oh like, Spy Kids, the mom, Carla Gugino. And I was just like, there's a pattern that's going on
here, you guys. So you know what Call's type is, okay?
So, and those were the things. It was just like, after those instances, I was just like, Okay, so yeah. That's how I knew.
But when did you know that you were bisexual?
I don't know. I think I also just recently kind of came back to it. And
yeah, I think you've brought it up to me this year, actually. Because whenever I would, like, tell other people, I would always, like, you're lesbian.
You're lesbian, yeah.
Yeah.
Gay lesbian. I know they're different things, but, like, I say them as the same thing. Mm-hmm. And for a while, like, even my brother thought I was a lesbian, or he called me, or thought I would identify as one.
He's like, this is my lesbian sister. You'd always say that.
Yeah, he would. It's his way of supporting me.
Yeah.
But yeah, recently I was like, oh, I'm not fully attracted to just women. Yeah.
He was so, like, taken back for a second. He was like, what do you mean? He's like, I fully accepted you as a lesbian.
I know. He was so shook. And I'm like, hey, man, it happens.
Yeah, listen, I changed my mind.
It happens. But that does not invalidate your sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm. What was your first lesbian experience?
Oh. You were there for it. Not like
me?
That.
What?
No.
What?
It was when I was dating.
Are we blocking her name?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
And
that was the first?
Yeah. And you and Nick were there.
Yeah. Okay. So, should we go into that story, or should we leave it at that?
I'm going to leave it at that, because I don't know if anyone...
Okay. But let me just say that, you know, if you have a best friend, you're always waiting on the couch while your other best friend hoes around, okay?
Yeah, I was like, the moral of the story, it was like, wow, I have really supportive friends. And like, I don't know if Nick told you, but like his parents came back.
Yeah.
Like after that weekend, and I left one of my things there. No. And they thought he had sex in their bedroom. Oh
my god, I did not know this.
And he had to cover for me, and I was
like, my god. I remember when you came out of the room, and I'm just like, go back. What are you doing? Finish. And then you're just like, are you sure?
I was like, I don't want to take too long. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Oh my gosh, I was out of
You
my
were
mind.
done.
Don't even say, but I was. Oh my god.
Yeah, we had to send you an Uber.
Okay. What do you struggle with every day that a straight person wouldn't know?
I would say the last year so far, like, I wouldn't really count because it was such a different year for all of us. But something I feel like I struggle with every day is just constantly having to, like, tell people that this isn't a phase. Or, like, being afraid people you've come out to have forgotten that.
It's a constant having to come
like,
out.
Like, you consistently
every
have
time.
to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you come out, though?
I came out, I think, was it 10 years ago? I think I was 17. I must have, in 2011. 17. It was a crazy time because it was also the year that my grandma, who I was super close to, passed away in May. And I don't know if I came out in June or July or some other time, but I remember just, like, going through all of that change. And my mom was doing laundry on the sofa, and I was just sitting there and watching TV, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, I can't not say who I am, but I was too scared also to, like, be out.
Yeah.
And so it was so built up inside of me that I literally just started crying on the couch because this year, all of these things happened. Like, my grandma died, I graduated school, I didn't really know what I was doing. And my closest circle of friends at that time was predominantly queer because I did theater with them. And
oh, yes, I remember your theater life.
Yeah. Most of them were, like, all out to their families. And I kind of felt like, I was like, wow, I'm the only one who isn't really, like, out. Like, I felt like I couldn't talk about those experiences with them because I wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this. So I just started crying and I was like, Mom, I have to tell you something. And she was so worried. She's like, what happened? She's like, did you do something bad? She's like, are you pregnant? You know, she was so worried for me. And it was just her and I at home because my dad went to go get something. But the way I said it was just like, I was like, I like girls too. Because I was too scared to say at that time how I identified as bisexual. And the way my mom received it, God bless her, was she started crying. And she was in denial.
Yes.
Because to her, she thought me coming out and saying I was attracted to women meant I wanted to be transgender. And so she thought I was going to go through a whole sex change and all of that, and that wasn't it. And she was just, like, upset. Like, she said things she obviously doesn't believe in anymore.
Yeah.
But she took it the hardest. My brother was probably the most supportive person. And what?
Do you think that, sorry to cut you off, but, like,
it's okay.
Do you think that, like, your brother always knew?
Yeah. I think my brother always knew. Because, one, my obsession with older women. Like, hello. It's so hard to ignore those signs.
Yeah.
And I think he knew to a degree. And I feel like, you know, his girlfriend at that time, his ex-girlfriend, just also knew. And she was the one who was like, don't you get calls?
I remember the day you told me that you came out to your mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like, congratulations, you know? But then at the same time, you're like crying, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, because it was so scary. Because you know what? It's just like, this is the thing that people need to be aware of if you're a parent or you're influencing a young person or a child, is like, they know what you say and do around other things. And so my mom at that time, whenever she saw two people of the same sex together on TV or kissing or like just showing that they were together, she would make comments and she'd be like, ew. And so it made me feel so unsafe and scared to come out because I was like, well, if she thinks that way about, like, people she doesn't know, like, what will she think of me? And I had this, I knew I wasn't straight for such a long time.
You don't think she didn't have a feeling? Like, she didn't...
I don't think she knew.
Yeah.
You've spoken with her.
Yeah, I've spoken to her recently where I found out a lot of stuff where I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know this is how... Yeah. This is what you thought, like, back then. But, like, just from my perspective, like, as your best friend, I think I've always known.
Yes, before I came out, we were in the car at one point, like your old Versa. And you're like, call. Yeah. You're like, you know, like, whoever hurts you, whether it's like a guy or a girl, like, you know I'll kill them, right? And I was like, yeah.
You remember this.
Yeah, because I think it's just, those little acknowledgements are super, super important to people who aren't out yet.
Yeah, I think, I remember, like, I've always known, but, like, I would never say anything, right? But then... like, I would say things like that where it's like...
signaling, like, hey, like, it's okay to tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine, you know?
Yeah, it's like those things.
Yeah.
And then I think my mom reacted the most adversely to it, where, like, she obviously loves me, still loves me, but it was just her not understanding it that caused a lot of conflict. Like, and I'm the only out person or, like, queer woman that I know in my family that is going through this or is out.
Yeah.
Like, I had no compass or guide on how to navigate this. And so it was like, as soon as I came out, I literally almost went back in the closet because it's so hard to acknowledge your identity and your sexual orientation in a space that no one has taken up before. And it's just, like, the little microaggressions, dude. Just, like, you know, when will you have a boyfriend? And it's just, like, hey, like, I don't want a boyfriend. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, all those little things. And, like, when I started dating for the first time and, like, went out with a girl, it, like, hurt a lot for, like, it not to be acknowledged by my mom. Being like, well, you know, I hope you had fun. Or, like, she didn't really care.
It was like, it's your friend.
Yeah, she didn't call them my friend, but she kind of just ignored the fact that I had a date with a girl. And I was just like, wow, like, this should be a big thing. Like, it was my first date I ever really had. And, like, I didn't have that support. But, like, knowing what my mom knew back then and what the way her mind worked, like, obviously it hurts.
But she's opened up so much now.
Yeah, like, she's super open now. Like, she obviously still loves me.
Yeah. When I had that conversation with your mom last month when she was, like, drunk off wine, which is, like, the best version of your mom, I think.
Yeah, her face is fully red.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so that's when I never knew this. Like, I never knew that when you came out to your mom, I never knew that she thought you were going to transition. I never knew that till, like, this year. And I was like, wait, what? And, like, from my understanding of the conversation, it, like, I understand why she was so worried, you know? But I think, like, yeah, your mom is definitely more open now, you know, and she's learned a lot over the years. And it's been, like, what, 10 years, right?
It's kind of crazy it's been 10 years.
Yeah. Ugh. And, like, I understand her because it's, like, I get it. She was just worried about you. You know, she's just worried about you and worried about your safety and worried about how you're going to, like, who's going to take care of you. And, like, when we had that conversation, I was, like, I get it. Like, I told you, right?
Yeah.
It's, like...
You're, like, the mediator.
Yeah, like, for her, it's, like, your dad is... the supporter. He supports everyone. He's like, he takes care of, he's like the man of the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where your mom wants that for you. She wants someone to take care of you, where I don't think, like, she thought at first, like, a woman can take care of you. Because then I think she felt like you were probably going to put in all the work, you know?
Well, because, like, she knows me, right? And she knows my personality. And so... that is my personality, where, like, I like to take care of people. And so it's also rooted in, like, things that are heteronormative, that, like, a man has to be the one to take care. But I think it's more about the personalities, where, like, everyone I've dated, really, I was the one taking care of them in that way, you know?
Yeah. And then there was, like, obviously, the other part that we can't talk about. But, like,
yeah.
Yeah, no, but she's like, now she's like, you know, she loves you, obviously. And she's like, she supports you in, like, whatever you decide.
When we had a housewarming party a couple years ago, I was like, they were at another table, like, because when my parents' friends come up, like, my dad splits up with his friends, they're in the backyard, and, like, my mom's with her friends, like, the wives, and she, like, huddled them over and in, like, their little circle, and she basically said I was, like, gay, right? At that time. And then they were like, you know, when someone is talking about you, like, God. They're like, all like, they're like, don't look, but, like, all of them were looking at me. Yeah. But, like, my mom was smiling at me, and she, like, looked really proud, and so yeah, she's come a long way.
She has, you know, and it's like, I guess, like, it's just a constant, like, education that, you know, for
it is.
For anyone
it's hard
to, like, open up, you know.
She's a Cancer. I'm a Virgo. Like, we're both super sensitive people, and so, yeah. So, yeah, that's how it came out.
Wow, oh my gosh. Okay, so how can straight people be a good ally to you?
You can be a good ally by just, I don't know, just accepting us the way we are. Like, the best way to react to someone coming out is either, like, I'm so proud of you, like, congratulations, or, like, oh, cool. Because it's just, like, it's either, I don't know, it's something positive. Because people who come out will always remember that moment. And when they're coming out, it's not about you, the person they're coming out to. It's about them. And so how you react to it is always going to be important. And whether or not, like, you agree with that or you support LGBTQ+, it's like that moment will impact that person for the rest of their lives. So just be accepting, be open.
Be open. Has there been any adversity that you've faced in the workplace?
No. Like, it comes from a privilege to say that, but just, like, at my old job, I used to work at Skechers, and, like, my whole workplace was so like, supporting of me, and, like, it made me cooler somehow. And, like, at my current workplace, it's just, like, they will accept and, like, love you. So every month at our town hall, we have this thing, like, a segment called a Proust questionnaire. And it's a set of questions you ask someone who's been at a company for a long time and just get to know them more. And so they chose me for this month's town hall because of Pride. And so I just did the interview last Thursday. And so, yeah, my work's been nothing but, like, that's just cool. Super accepting, accommodating. Like, a lot of people are queer at work. Yes. Toronto life. I'm thankful that I've never had to face that adversity at work ever. Okay, so we spent a better part of this episode kind of talking about me because I am the queer person in this duo.
The one half of Two Cold Brews.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to ask me in particular, because I feel like there was a lot to talk about. You don't have to ask any of those, like, questions in that article, but is there anything you ever wanted to ask me?
Anything I ever wanted to ask you? Okay. Yeah. Oh, I think I did already ask you this, but I don't know if you want to put this on. A question that I've always wanted to ask.
If you don't have anything, it's okay.
I don't have anything right now because I feel like we're pretty open with each other, you know?
Yeah, we always get to this one point late at night in a car where we have, like,
oh
deep
my
talks.
gosh. Car conversations are the best, though.
Honestly, they do something, especially when it's like a quiet late night.
Yeah.
Right outside the house.
Eating McDonald's fries.
Yes, bruh. We can't bring this in.
Hide the evidence. Hide it.
That time we had a whole pizza in your car.
Oh my god.
Because we were craving it so much.
You were craving it. You were craving a cheese pizza.
From Domino's. Yeah. But tell me it wasn't good.
It was good.
Yeah, it was crazy good.
But we had to hide it in my car.
And did you eat the rest, or did your brother eat the rest?
I think my brother did, the next day. Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I guess people listening got an understanding of, like, what it's like in my head. But, like, you know, Pride Month, or, like, I still exist, or people in the community still exist on all the 11 days of the month. And, like, of the month of the year.
I was gonna say,
it's late. Yes, so I and other people in the community exist in the other 11 months of the year. The best thing you can do during Pride Month is to support people in your, like, in your circle that you know are LGBTQ+. Support, like, local charities, and things that go towards youth, especially in this community, because it's hard. It is. What?
I'm laughing because I'm still thinking about the meme I saw that, like, not meme, but like, I don't know if it was a meme, but it was like a post that Coleen like posted on her Instagram.
Yeah, man.
It was like instead of like donating to companies who don't really support,
who put freaking rainbows on their brands in June, like that's gonna do anything.
Give me the money, and I was dying, man.
Give me the money.
I was like, true.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know if anyone else listening to this is queer, but, like, you matter. You are seen. You're totally valid. If you were the first one in your family or generation to be queer or come out, know that you're doing it for a reason. I do this so people know. Growing up, if I ever have kids or my brother's kids or, like, my cousin's children, ever question their sexuality, like, they have someone to turn to and know, you know? Because I never had that growing up.
Yeah, you have one person. No, I'm saying they would have, like, one person.
Oh, I was like, who are you talking about? No. Yeah, they would have one person.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you as an ally, because you are super open-minded. You're just like...
Yeah, I think...
Like, what do you think about...
Like, why I'm open-minded to it?
Yeah, because you know there are people our age that when they come out to their friends, like, they lose friends.
Yeah.
Which is mind-blowing.
That was actually one of the questions here, but I didn't ask you.
Oh,
it was like, did you lose any friends from coming out? Yeah. And I was like, I don't think you did. So that's why I didn't ask you.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Like, why am I so open? I think, I don't know. I think growing up, like, I wasn't ever told, like, hey, being gay is a bad thing, or, like, hating on gays. Like, well, like, growing up, it was just like my perspective back then. Obviously, when I was a kid, it was like 2 girls or 2 guys. You know, I didn't know anything other than that, right?
Yeah, it was still so narrow growing up. I agree.
Yeah. And so, and plus, like, even though I was raised in, like, a Catholic household, like, I wasn't, like, religion was never, like, a factor. Because there's other people where, like, religion is, like, such a big thing where, you just aren't accepting of, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it.
There are, like, some people that, like, are really driven and passionate about their beliefs, like, you know, in religion. Yeah. That this is one of those topics that, like, is a no to them.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I can't really give you a straight answer. I'm just like, I think it's just me, like, as a person and my personality. I'm very just, like, chill and, like, and, like, we grew up together. So it's like, you're like my sister. Yeah. And, like, I've always known you were gay. True. So then for me to reject you, like, I can't see that happening.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes, but, like, there are people that group with other people and, like, group with their sisters or siblings. And to your point, like, when they came out, some of them didn't even really accept them. Like,
yeah,
that is...
I don't know, man.
The fact that you can't relate to that just says, like, you know that, like, love is love. And, like...
Yeah. I know... Like, sorry, I'm trying to, like, think, because I'm like, wow, like, what? It's like, I know, like, my mom, like, will say things here and there, like, you know, Filipino moms, okay?
Yeah.
But I've always been that person to talk back. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So I've never been shy with, like, expressing my opinion. Mm-hmm. Especially if someone says something and I'm like, I don't think it's right. Mm-hmm. So I will say something.
Everyone needs an ally like Allison.
I hope that's a good explanation. I didn't really explain, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've never been...
Yeah, honestly, I think it's just to illustrate the point that, like, love is not... When it comes to, like, other people loving other people, who they love shouldn't bother you.
Yeah.
And if it bothers you... Like, this is not a negotiable thing for anyone to ever talk back about, but, like, people deserve to have rights, no matter who they love, and no one deserves to be looked at differently or treated differently because they love someone of the same gender or of a different gender, because there's a whole spectrum out there.
And there's people who just hate to hate, and I'm like, you have too much time on your hands,
there's,
bro.
Like,
mind your business.
Like, there is a reason there are so many stories you see about people who have so much hatred towards the community that are actually gay.
Did you see that video? There's a video. So I think, like, there's a group of friends and they have, like, the pride flag.
Yeah.
And, like, they're just chilling on the boat. And then there is another boat with, like Karen and, like, her husband or whatever. Ken. And so, yeah, Karen and Ken on a boat. And they were doing, like, circles around them. And they were, like, giving them the finger and everything. Bro,
I don't understand.
Tell me why. The next clip shows that their boat, like, blew up in flames and they're just floating in the water. And it's like instant karma. Okay,
dude, that is hilarious. Thank God for the universe doing that.
I was dying when I saw that video. I was like, yo, you deserve that. You deserve it.
That's what I mean, man. Like, that's what you meant. Like, some people just hate to hate.
Yeah.
Mind your own business. You have issues to figure out yourself.
Like, why are you stressing yourself out? I don't understand.
Bro, trust me.
I don't get it.
Like, it was crazy. Like, I know, like, gay marriage being, passed in the U.S. A few years ago was such a big thing.
Do you remember when it, like, in New York? Yeah. I remember that. I remember, like, there was, like, such a, like,
it was
big
monumental.
Thing yeah.
Like, people... But then at the same time, like, Canadians on the other side were like, what? We legalized this in 2003.
I was like, wait, that's not legal?
That was the majority of, like, our friends' reactions.
Sorry, that's not legal. Sorry. Oh, yeah. That's what I said. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I said that sentence.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it says a whole lot about... Like, God. Your sexual orientation should not be political. It's that should not even be... about someone else trying to decide on your behalf. People are crazy, I swear to God. I swear. It's just a hilarious conversation that, like, we're still having this conversation in 2021. But yeah, that's it. Else? No. I don't think so.
I think I asked you a lot of questions. Is there any other questions you want to ask me?
What would you do?
Okay.
If...
I thought you were going to ask me how did I know I was straight.
Oh, no.
You're like, what would you do? I'm like, okay.
How would you react if your child came out as gay?
Well, I wouldn't know how to react. Now I don't have a kid. Mm-hmm. But I think I would, like, be... I think I would know before my kid came out. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I'm their mom. Like, what can I do? Like,
yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
Yeah, I couldn't give you the exact reaction,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I think I would know before my kid came out.
So it would not be a surprise to you. You'd be like, yeah, I knew.
Yeah, and I'm like,
congrats.
I'm like, congratulations.
Yeah.
You know what? I like, knowing me, I'd be like, you want to have a party? Like, invite your friends, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's probably what I would do. Probably
That's
get a cake.
So cute. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you're gay.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't know now, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, what about you?
Oh, I mean,
well, give me a
I'd be like, taking on after your mom, I see. Like, good for you. That's the thing, though. If you have parents of the same sex or parents that are open and just know that stuff, like, what is there to, like, you know, do? But just like, hey, cool.
Like, I'm just imagining, like, sorry, not imagining, like, our kids coming out. I'm imagining, like, us having kids and them being, like, cousins, you know?
Yeah, that's so cute.
I know. That's why I was, like, telling, like, remember we had that conversation with E?
Yeah.
I was like, I want our kids to be around the same age.
Yeah, E needs to wait.
I'm like,
she needs to freaking wait.
Give me, like, you know,
3 years,
4 years. But, like, more than 2 years, I feel like kids are gonna be like, I'm not relating to you. Leave me alone.
Our kids won't become friends until they're, like, our age.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It'll be hard.
Being best friends with you, I've had, like, people ask me if I was gay.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. But I was like, no, I'm not gay. Kyle's gay, but I'm not gay.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think when I first told my mom that you were gay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, obviously, everyone
like,
thinks.
Wait, are you gay? Like, you know?
Yeah, even I think it was my brother. Being like, hey, are you and Allison dating? And I was like, I'm gonna throw up.
That's no, it wasn't even like us dating. It was more like if you're gay, then like, oh, I'm gay too. Like, I'm like, that's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. But yeah, I've had a couple of people ask me that, but I was like, no.
You are so straight. It's ridiculous. Sorry, that question was to illustrate like how freaking ridiculous it is to ask someone.
Crazy. Okay, if you guys know us in real life,
what?
We are so opposite,
bro.
Like so opposite that it's crazy.
I don't know how we get along.
Yeah, and it's crazy how we're best friends. Like I just like we're so opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. It's totally true.
Yeah, with everything. Every single thing.
Bro, and then you mix E in as a Scorpio. It's like it's like a fucking tornado. Bro.
It's like
how are we together?
The Bermuda Triangle.
Bro, the things get lost.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But that's what I love about us. We're so different.
It just like
but it works.
It just works. It's just like everything just fits in, you know?
What are these gestures you're doing? You look like little crabs.
I was like imagining like pieces. Lego pieces putting like stacking together.
Like Tetris?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and like it just everything just fits in, you know?
Yes, I know.
We just work. Okay, we just work.
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, happy Pride, everyone.
Woo! Episode 14.
Yeah.
She's down. All right. That ends episode 14. Thank you for taking some time to listen to us. I hope no one took any offense to anything we said.
God, I hope not.
Except if you disagree about LGBTQ, you're wrong.
I think we'll know, because then we can see how many people listen to our episode. They're like, oh, I don't want to listen to this.
I'd be like, who did not listen? Unfollow. Anyways, that wraps it up.
That wraps it up, you guys. Happy Pride once again.
Good.
If you want to hear freshly brewed episodes every Monday, don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at 2 Cold Brews. For sneak peeks and teasers, you can check out our Instagram page.
Before we get into the teaser, we wanted to give you guys a heads up. So season 1 of Two Cold Brews is coming to an end. Not right now. But, this is episode 14.
Yes.
And as you know, with the teaser, the next episode is going to be our mid-year review. Mm-hmm. So with episode 15, I think that's a good...
It's a good ending point for now.
Right?
Usually TV shows nowadays have 12 to 15 episodes, so it's kind of the same with us. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to take a break, enjoy a bit of the summer that we have left for this year. And yeah, we don't know when we'll be back, so we'll give you a date.
It won't be long, okay? Yeah. It won't be long, but everyone needs a break. Mm-hmm. I'm happy we made it this far, to be honest. 15 episodes straight, 15 weeks straight, recording 2 episodes a week.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of us. So we'll keep you guys posted. Follow us on our Instagram page. That's where you'll know when we'll be back.
Yes. All right. And thank you to everyone who's been with us from the beginning, or people who joined along the way. We love you just the same.
And if you miss us, you could always re-listen to our previous episodes.
I feel like it's almost 10, 12 hours worth of content if you add up all the time.
Yeah, I've had people come up to me. It's I love this episode. Yeah. So whatever your favorite episode is, go ahead, listen to it again while we're on break. Feel free to DM us, follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that being said, enjoy the teaser. Cool. All right. So which quarter are we starting off with? It's Q2.
Q1.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry.
What?
Q1.